Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing on this great morning? Started out with the camera, which is not normal, but that's all right. Good morning, Mr. Drummer. How are you doing on this Wednesday morning? Pete's starting right off the bat with a link. Now you know I can't click that link for a couple minutes until I go through the normal morning stuff. But I will click it first thing when I get going. So I have no idea what we're going to be looking at with the remet. I can't see the link yet, but yeah, I can't wait to see that RT Peregrine Falcon Agile, whatever it is. That will be cool. Look at it momentarily. Oh yeah, looks sweet. Only 13 left in stock, huh? We got any coupon codes for remet? Just curious about that. Anybody know of any working coupon codes for remet knife? Got a 5%er, 30%er. I don't know why. 20%, 30%. Not sure if the one for I don't know, the 30% one, I'm sure it won't work, but might as well try it. So anyway, I got sidetracked for a second. Sorry. Let's talk about sorry, dang it, I gotta quit doing stuff when I'm trying to talk. Yeah, I don't see I don't think this coupon code I was trying was working. Anyway, good morning, Still Addicted. Good morning, Biff. Good morning, TC. Morning, everybody. Sorry, sidetracked for a second. So let me go over it real quick so we can get to this remet stuff. Last night in my front pocket, I started off carrying a knife that I didn't end up carrying. Where the hell did it go? Oh, here it is. So in my front pocket, I had why is my camera all wonky? Sorry. All right, so yeah, started off carrying my Riot Zorro in my front pocket. But as I was boxing up, good morning, Sever7. Still Addicted. Did you get that hex key yet? Yeah, I had this in my front pocket last night. And then in my back pocket, I have my Viper Odino, which is a Jesper Voxnays knife. I love his designs. They're clean lines. Kind of like the Laconico, but a little different. He's got more blocky style than Laconico, but still it's a knifey knife. So it made it through. I was just wondering if it would make it through in that envelope without getting torn up. This is a super cool little knife from Italy. So not a Chinese knife, but not a US made knife. Italian knife. I've got 3 of the Vipers that he makes. I've got that one. I've got the Kyomi, which is another one he makes for Viper. And then I forgot what this one's called. The, dang it. It's a bigger one. Those are all 3 Jesper Vox Knives. You got your trans in yesterday? How's he doing? Or she doing? Or them doing? Second one is a Kyomi. Let me see. I think it's a Kyomi. Viper, Jesper, Vox Knives. Yeah, it's a Odino, hold on. He makes a balloon, a lily. Yeah, Kyomi. It's the second one. And the last one is the, dang it, why can't I remember the name of that one? It's been a while since I bought it, so I haven't carried it. That's why I carried my Odino last night. Odino, and then the last one is the, wow, he makes a ton of knives for Viper. Fortis. Sorry, I couldn't remember the Fortis, but the biggest one is the Fortis. This one is the Fortis. The Odino, the Kyomi, Main Street. Yeah, that's a good knife, William. Good morning, William. So I had those 2 on me, and then halfway through the night, as I was boxing up Jed's knives to send to him, I was trying to match up all my boxes to the 2 bundles that Jed bought, TC's son. I ended up swapping out to this knife. Good morning, PJ Crazy O. Good morning, Scott. I swapped out to this knife. I took the Zorro out of my pocket, put it up, and I carried this the rest of the night. And this is the CH Knives 3504. And it is a great knife. Everything about it's great. And it made me get back into my love for some budget knives. So we're going to talk about a few of those today. But at the time I bought this one, it was $30. It is now $50 or $60 if you try to buy it on the CH website or eBay or wherever. Yeah, and it's a great knife. I'm so glad I got it for $30. This one came in jade, and I dyed it this color with Rit. But the jimping on the back of this is some of that bigger jimping, and it feels great. This whole knife, it's a big knife. It feels great in the hand. So it really meant something to take the place of that Riot Zorro. So for the rest of the night, I carried these 2. And that made me want to talk about some budget knives. And out of the 60 or so knives that I had, oh my God, I just knocked over my coffee. The 60 or so budget knives I had from Ifengro and Sativian, This was one of 9 that I decided to keep. And I want to show you the 9 that I decided to keep and kind of talk about why I kept those out of all 60. But they're all great budget knives. So that's the first one, CH3504. And like I said, on eBay, it's like $60 now. They make a cool version of this knife that's expensive that has like a skull on it. Yeah, big jimping, big pimping. But it feels good. It's rounded off good. It's not like harsh. It feels good. But it is big jimping. But it's just a knife-shaped knife. You know, like sometimes you just need a knife that looks like a knife. You don't want something crazy and wild. Anyway, let me show you the other ones that I decided to keep out of those 60. Yeah, petrified fish made my list. I've got some links we're going to look at too for some budget knives. And petrified fish made my list for a few knives that I like recently. We will go over those here in a second too. And you'll have to forgive me because I won't know what some of these are called. Maybe we'll have to look them up together. I can find them in my Amazon. But this is another one I decided to keep. It's an Grow. And let me bring up my Amazon so I can tell you all these model numbers in case y'all want to try to find one. So the main reason I kept this one is because I did the wine dye job on it with RIT. And I really love that color. I like the contrast of it against the blue pivots. And I like that it's a big knife and it's super rounded off and comfortable. I don't particularly like the cheap colored blue backspacer. But I like the shape of it. I like the feel of it. It's super comfortable. And I really like that wine color. And that one is called the EF76. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Ron Crow. So yeah, this is another one that I kept out of the 60. Yeah, I dyed this one. All right. So that's the second one out of the 9 that I kept. The third one out of the 9 that I kept is a Sativian. And it's this one. And this is the ST-133. Another great big knife. Great blade shape. Cool grind on the end. It's got a little bit of it's thicker so you won't break the point. Another super cool budget knife. Has a good deep carry clip. Still addicted. See you later, buddy. Southpaw carry. Good morning. So this is another one of the budget ones that I kept out of the 60. The ST-133. The next budget one I kept is another Sativian. It is the ST-114. I kept this one again because of how I like the color that I dyed the JG10, and I like the texture on the handles. It's got really good grip, and it's another big knife. I like knives that fit my hand, and this one fits my hand perfect. Morning, Nick. So that's the fourth one I kept. And the fifth one I kept is this one. And this is another Sativian. This is the ST 148. And I kept this one because it's a bigger knife with a different shape. It's got that, there's quite a few knives in this shape. Some of y'all like them. In fact, I'm not normally a fan of this one, but I did like this knife, and the action on it is great. It wants to just drop shut. The action on all these is perfect. This is another cool pointy budget knife. If y'all want to get the ST 148. So those are the 5. PJ Crazy O, I'm selling bundles of all the other ones. In case you didn't know, I put together 7 bundles of 5 knives a piece. So that's 35 knives. And TC's son, Jed, got first pick, and he picked a couple of the bundles. So there's 5 bundles left, but they're posted in the Discord. And they're really cheap prices. So right here on the Discord, in the buy, sell, and trade, I put the bundles. They're all listed right here. So this is one of the bundles. This is the next bundle. Well, sorry. That's one of the bundles. That's one of the bundles. That's one of the bundles. Like this one's $72 for 5 knives. They're all half price of what you would pay. This is one of the bundles. And this is one of the bundles. So I tried to put a mix of ones I dyed, ones I didn't dye, bigger, smaller. Tried to make a mix, but they range from $77 to $59 for 5 knives. So that's what I mean keep. I'm selling all the other ones. So I decided to keep these, and they didn't go into bundles. So that's those 5. The 5 liner locks. Then I kept 2 of the nice Sativians, which are, I'll give you the model numbers on them too, but they are these 2. And these are the, let's see, I'm guessing I could probably find them the easiest by typing in Damascus. So this one is the ST 256. And this one is the ST 237. 256 and 237. So these are both a little bit more pricey, but they're still budget knives. I believe they're around $70. And they were just, I don't know, for the Sativian and Ifengro, like, and a few other brands sell these. They have just perfect action. They're great little knives. They look good. I just couldn't bear to part with them. So there's that one. And then there's this one with the nice carbon fiber and titanium clip. Got a cool blade shape on this one. So that's the 2 like nicer Sativians that I kept. But they're still budget knives. Especially if you want a knife that looks like this. You can't get one for $70 anywhere else, probably. And they might be more than that. They might be 80, Let me see what I paid actually. I paid let's see. Yeah, right now they're $69.99 for this one with a 10% coupon. And then coupon. Same price for the other one. This one's $69 with a 10% coupon. So you can get them for $63, both of them on Amazon still. ST237 and ST256. Yeah, the one with the fuller is sweet. I mean, they're both super cool. $63, you can't beat them. And I think I tried to. Ooh, and they got good action. You can flick off the fuller. If you can get your nail in there. So that's those two. And then, so that makes total of 7. So maybe I lied. Yeah, I lied. I kept 9. Did I say I kept 9? Wait, I kept 11. 5, 6, 7. I kept 11 instead of 9. Sorry. I kept 9 plus those 2 is what I was thinking of. 9 budget ones that are like around $30, and then these 2 that were $70. So when I said I kept, and these right here are some beasts. Like I'm gonna do a best of video, and these 4 knives right here would be in a lot of my best lists. Starting with this one. This one is the, let's see what it is. It's the Sativian, and it is the ST110. And this knife is absolutely fabulous. The ergonomics on it, the feel of it, the size of it, the action of it, everything about it is great. I mean, it's an excellent knife. Super good knife, super comfortable, good size. I can get all 4 fingers on it. It's got good contouring everywhere, rounded off everywhere nicely. Good deep carry clip. Good thumb studs. You can open it any way you want to, really easy. Regular thumb stud, reverse thumb stud, crossbar. So that's the first one of the crossbars that I kept. The next one is this one. And this one looks like, there's some SRM knives that look similar to this. But this one is the Ifengro. And I will have to see which model this is, because I do not remember. So I'm going to type in Axis, because that would probably be the best way to find it. Axis lock. They're going to call it an Axis lock. So this one, I can type in Axis and Ifengro. Okay, so it doesn't look like I got this one on Amazon. So I might have to do a different kind of search to find this one. But again, perfect crossbar lock. Great lockup, no vertical blade play, cool blade shape, cool blade window. You can reverse flick off of it, perfect. Great action. And I'll figure out the model number to that. This one is one of the best. And this one is the Ifengro EF966. And it's so good from Ifengro that they even gave it a name, which is very rare for Ifengro. And this one is called the Bearfly, I believe. Bearfly. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but the rounding on this handle is superb. Like, it's so comfortable and so rounded. And the action on it is just perfect too. I couldn't recommend these knives, these 4 crossbar lock knives, more. I mean, and it's like a charcoal kind of, yeah, it's like a charcoal color. Great knife. I believe I paid for that one. Let's see. I got it in May of 2024, and it was $26.99 when I got it. I think this one, no, that's not it. Yeah, $26.99 for this knife is deal of the century. And then we got one last one that's probably my favorite, and then we'll get to talking about some other stuff. This one is probably my favorite out of all of them, and I haven't dyed this one yet, but I'm going to. And this one is the Citivian ST124, and this makes a lot of other people's lists. A lot of other YouTubers have this list for the best budget knife, under $50, under $100. Like, super cool knife, super cool jimping on the back here, super cool blade shape, super comfortable. Get all 4 fingers on it. Perfect action. Opens easily any way you want to open it. So that would be my top budget pick for the day. The ST124 Citivian. Great knife. Ultra deep carry clip on it, all the way out the, hardly anything showing out the pocket. Like I said, perfect action. And there's a, you know, it's kind of got that Sabenza kind of look to it with the curve, you know. I think it might go this wine color, the same color as that one, when I do dye it. I've got a purple, but I don't know that I'll do that. So these 9 are my budget picks for the day, across the middle there. Or 11, sorry. 2 on the ends are the non-budget, but those 9 right there are my favorite out of the Ifengro and Citivians that I bought. And then these 2, if you want to spend $70, a little more. But these are all around 30. And you can't beat that for these knives. So yeah. So that got me looking into a few other knives that were budget knives. And I wanted to show y'all a few of those. So Petrified Fish made the list. So did Trivisa. And Trivisa, this knife looks like a super cool knife that they make. And they have it in a few different versions. But for the under $50 mark, this is a great little knife, looks like. I like my Trivisa knives. I've got a couple. And this was one that stroked my eye, stroked my ego, stuck my eye, I don't know, stuck out this morning when I was looking at a few. Let's see, what was next? Let me turn this off so y'all don't see that. Next was the CMB made blades. And this one looks almost exactly like it. So yeah, sorry. So this one looks like another great knife, and they offer it in quite a few different patterns, including this red and a white and black. But CMB made knives. This one's called the Predator. And the micarta looks nice. Blade shape looks nice. I'm sure it's real Sandvik 14C 28N. So I'm sure it's got plenty fine enough blade steel. It's a good size. It is 7.87 in total length. 3.42 blade. And this is the Predator 2, I guess. 4.6 ounces. Another little cool budget knife. Yeah, TC. I did see a few of Trivisa's nicer knives today when I was looking. Next was a couple of petrified fishes that I saw that I really liked. And these are probably older models. I mean, of course they are. But this one is the Bunta in D2, which I'm sure some of y'all might even have. But I was just going to look at it and show it for the people that enjoy good budget knives. Especially with like the fact that Asher Knives is using petrified fish now as his OEM. They're putting out some really great knives as of late. And for $32, you can't beat this one either. 3.35 inch blade. You know, some people don't like, this says it's flax. I don't know what flax is, but G10 and flax. Huh. But yeah, super cool little knife for $32. Another petrified fish that caught my eye this morning was this one. The Victor, because of the blade shape. They have it in all different kinds of colors. It's got nice micarta, different blade colors, different blade finishes, satin, stone washed. Another great little knife. These are more expensive, but this version right here is $46. There's a few that are 46, and then there's some that are 90. I'm guessing those have K110 and these have 154 CM. So you can get it in two different blade steels at different price points. Good morning, Be Shady. Because of the blade steel, PJ Crazy O, K110 to 154 CM. And then next I had a concept or concept, whatever you want to, I call it concept. That is a $60 big boy from them that I thought quite a few of you would like too. I was in my jade phase this morning thinking about dyeing some more knives, but they do offer it in for the same price in some colors, including a cool purple and black, red and black, white and black, blue and black. I don't like the blue, but purple looks cool. But that one has a big blade. Let's see the exact size of it. And I'm sure this is an older one too, but 3.5 inch blade, over 8 inches overall, 4.3 ounces, so that's cool. And that's a good value for around $60. Then there was one of those codes on that Vipon site. This was for Knives Are Life. For $18, you can get this one with a G10 handle. Normally $30, but the promo code, this promo code right here, takes it down to $17. And I thought that if you like karambits, thought this was a decent price for 17 bucks. Not my thing, but you know, we're here to show variety. Um, don't know anything about this brand. It says it's D2. I'm probably pretty sure it probably is. They seem to have a lot of D2 over there right now. But anyway, texture G10, looks like it'd be grippy. But if you go to that My Vipon site, you can get it for 18 bucks instead of 30. You just get the code that that code would work for somebody. So that's cool. Let's see. What did I have going on next? Oh yeah. So over the night, I bought 2 knives. One of which I bought on the way home. As I was actually driving, my alert popped up and let me know that I needed to. Oh yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the alert popped up and I had to grab it really quick before somebody else did because I was afraid it would go pretty quick. But I wanted to show y'all when I told you about how I find knives that really aren't for sale by going back and finding someone who bought one and then messaging them and tell them that if they're tired of it, that I would like to buy it from them. And sometimes it freaks people out a little bit, but it seems to work a lot. So this morning, I messaged this guy because he had bought a knife that I wanted, and it's a Kaiser, of course. It's an older model Kaiser that I wanted to get. And I saw that he got it for an unbelievably cheap price. So this is what I messaged him. And you can see his response. So I said, could I buy the Kaiser Guru from you, please? And then I saw him accept my chat, but then he didn't respond. So I said, please, LOL. And he said, hey, not saying you can't, but how did you know I have it, LOL? And I said, it's easy to see when people buy knives on Knife Swap and what they paid for it. So, believe it or not, this guy got this Kaiser Guru in titanium, which is another super cool looking knife that looks a lot like the other ones we looked at yesterday, the Laconicos and the Shoal and all that. He bought this knife for 60 bucks. So I offered him 70. I said, I'll give you 70 to cover shipping. And so I bought it. So that's the first one I bought last night. So another Kaiser to add to the collection. A nice titanium one with, I believe it's probably got 154 CM blade steel. Not positive. I didn't actually look. But I actually threw a video up on my YouTube. A private video. Let's see. Or an unlisted video. Hold on. Shorts. Oh, that's the other one. No, the video for the... in the Discord. Hold on. Yeah, right here's the video of that knife. Maybe it's a 3-inch blade. It does have a snail on it, but I don't care. For 60 bucks, got a scratch on the clip too. I'm probably going to bead blast it. But it'll be a cool addition to my collection. And then the other knife I bought. Oh, you have one? Nice, Nick. And then the one that I had to grab on the way home while I was driving is a Kevin John. I had the alert. I had the alert set up for Kevin John knives, and one popped up on Knife Swap. And let me see if I can show you what that one is. Hold on, let me get it brought up. Play. I go full screen with it? Yeah. So this is the one that I bought on the way home. Hold on. Having issues, technical difficulties. Alright, Discord off. Boom. Here's the one I bought on the way home. Y'all can't hear the action on it. Listen how good the action sounds. It's a Maverick V2 an M390. I love the action on it though. So yeah, I got a great price on it too. Yeah, I'm probably going to do something like bead blast a blade on it too. I'm about to get my a bead blast set up. I've got all the stuff for it. I've got a cabinet and a compressor. I just haven't bought the media and the stuff to like do. I want to get some good aluminum oxide and some good regular glass beads and get a good mixture. But I'm probably going to start doing some bead blasting for people that ask. But that one has the let's see, dang it, hold on just a second. Blade, make sure you sold it. Young Zaid right here says I almost bought a Devo Stout version 1 with Damascus, but the Kevin John M390 bolster lock flipper with gorgeous geometric cube milling, seamless shred carbon fiber inlays. There are Damascus pivot collars and zirconium backspacer and pocket clip inlay. Fires hard with drop shut action, no lash, no play, locks up early, centered, no visual blemishes that I can find. He's the first owner, hasn't carried or cut anything, comes with a pouch. And the he has a good price on a Stout V1 with Damascus. Let me show y'all that. Hold on. What's going on here? I'm on the wrong browser. Give me a second. So check out this stout he's got with Damascus. I know y'all like your Devos, so check this one out. I almost offered him some money for both of them. But then again, that one's got the black blade that that one's definitely dropped shut. It was a guillotine. So that's cool. All right. The new what? Devo Saloon? Oh yeah, I think I saw him posting maybe something about it. Oh yeah, he had a new video out yesterday, I guess, about it, huh? Yes, they're ready. Here's the video. Y'all want to watch a little bit of it?
Hey guys, Kev here, and I have another set of prototype.
All right, we're going to have feedback. Hold on, I don't have a headphone in. Let me see if I can get a earbud in so we don't have feedback. Give me just a second. I guess y'all heard the knife clicking with feedback too, huh? All right, as soon as it connects. All right, we're good.
To show you, this is the Devo Knives Saloon. And this is the second batch of prototypes. So I almost said V2, but it's not really a V2 because we haven't released this knife before. We got the original prototypes. I think I did a video on those. Here's an example of one. And we wanted to change some things, and we weren't comfortable doing that in production. So we went ahead and had a second batch of prototypes made up. And that's kind of where we stand right at this moment. So the new ones came in. Sorry, I was grabbing something. The new ones came in, and here they are. And I got to tell you, I struggle every time we have a new prototype come in. I swear I fall in love with that model more than the last one. I'm just going to clean up this Zircuti a little bit, see if it gets a little more pop. Or if it's just the lighting. Looks like it might just be the lighting. So, what we have here are 4 versions, and I want to stress that these are not going to be the only or the versions that you'll see in production. Well, technically we have 5 versions here. There's going to be quite a few of these. All right,
I don't want to watch the whole video, but let's take a look at the
But prototype, it'll just be called the Saloon when it comes out, but I'm calling it a V2 prototype. This one I have been carrying ever since they came in about a week and a half ago.
I like the lanyard
and as usual with most of the knives that I carry, they get pretty beat up. They always get this scratch right along the spine. I kind of find that interesting that they all kind of get that. I don't know what it is that I'm bumping into with that when I put it in my left pocket, but it's interesting. So anyway, this clip is on the left side. It utilizes our milled clip that fits into the wire slots. So this would be a knife that comes with a wire clip as well in the packaging.
Oh, that's awesome. He made clips that go in so that the wire slots.
Matching the tall boy clip. I think that looks a little cleaner. So these clips would be interchangeable. At least that was the plan.
That's a good
I guess we
idea.
can check that here in a second. With the tall boy, so you can see the difference there. Big difference on the clip. You can see the contact point here is pretty pointy, which makes it kind of tough to get in and out of pocket. And you can see
that one looks way better.
Again, to match the tall boy clip. So I've been carrying it. Works fantastic.
Yeah, I like the lanyard hole slot in the back spacer.
I believe we added a little bit of lock bar.
Keeps the lines good on the knife. It gives you still a place for an edge.
Open version of the knife. Get a little knife.
Yeah, that's a cool little knife.
Right, the thumb or whatever.
What size is it? Do we know? This is D2.
Not beat up your fingers. The angle like this, and this one was straight, but just didn't look that way. So now,
if y'all want to go watch this video, you can.
Versions are going to vary in price, possibly going forward. Usually, everything's the same price with us, but the dealers might have to charge a little more because we're going to charge them a little more because of the extra finishes that DLC takes. So depending on the version, right? And then TPK, traditional pocket knives, we went ahead and prototyped this for them. So you have a bead blast handle and then satin titanium hardware.
He said bead blast.
And you have a bead blast clip. Tried to match the clip to the handle. Sometimes we do it the other way where it's all satin, but we just kind of wanted to see what it looked like. I think it looks better on this model matching the handle. And then you have a belt satin blade.
Oh, yeah,
these are hollow ground, by the way. Very nicely done. I've been cutting a lot with this one, and it's done a great job. And I can't wait to see it or feel it in S90V. This is in D2. We'll do S90V on these, so there'll be the Kubi premium versions, meaning, you know, the price point will start at $219. At least it should. I don't have pricing from them yet fully, but that's usually our price point for a premium version from Kubi.
So yeah, thanks, drummer. Cool looking knife. PJ, to answer your question, a bead blast finish is like a sand blast, except you use glass beads or aluminum oxide beads. They make all kinds of little beads, and it gives it a really clean texture. And according to the mix of beads that you use, you can get different kind of textures on it, but it cleans off everything like sandblasting would do. And so, like, if you've got a knife that has what you call snails on it, which is what those marks were on that one that I bought that I showed you the video of. I'll show you it one more time. They're called snails because they look like little slimy snail trails, but when they finish titanium with a little bit of a darker color, then the finish will rub off in what they call snails. So at the bottom of this scale, you can see that it's got a little snail mark. I could show you snails. I try to not have snails. But you can knock all that darker color off and take it back to the raw titanium, but it won't be smooth when you bead blast it. It'll have a little bit of a texture to it, according to what kind of media that you use. And you can get a little bit of a grip texture if you use more aluminum oxide media. Just depends on the media that you use. And they make different grits of the glass beads. So, for example, if you go to Harbor Freight and you type in blast media, you can. There's a whole category of abrasive medias. So these are 80 grit glass beads. So you buy them in 50 pounds, and instead of using sand, you use these beads. And then these are 70 grit. These are walnut shell grit. This is black aluminum oxide, 70 grit. Here's 80 grit glass beads. But there are certain sites that sell pretty expensive versions of media. There's And there's places that have all kinds of stuff. So you can get all different kinds of media to blast with, and you can get different textures by getting different materials. I was trying to find that there's a cool page that has a list of a bunch of them. I don't have a link to it, but it's just basically, you know, like this silicone carbide, some of it gets pretty pricey. So a lot of people just use the glass beads because they seem to be the cheapest. But anyway, that's a quick down and dirty on what bead blasting is. I could show you what bead blasting looks like. So it looks really cool when you do it on blades, in my opinion. I love the way it looks on blades. I've got 2 knives that were bead blasted by the same guy, and then they were anodized the same color. And one of the blades was bead blasted and the other blade wasn't. So it's a good example of what they look like. So let me see if I can pull those out and show them to you. And they're 2 of my absolute favorite knives. And of course I won't be able to find them when I want to. Give me just a second, I'm digging through some stuff. I have no idea. I might have put them in a separate case because I used to keep them separate from everything else. Because like I said, they're 2 of my absolute favorite clones that I have. And the action on them is second to none. They both have skiff bearings in them. Oh goodness, where are they? They probably are in a different bag. I think I kept them separate, but we'll see in just a second after I go through all these. Oh, here they are. All right. So both of these aluminum scales are bead blasted, and it gives it a super cool texture. And it evens everything out and makes it all clean. And then this one was, I don't know if you can see that texture. So this one was bead blasted, and this blade was not bead blasted. So you see how it's got a stonewash blade. It's got the factory blade on it. But both sides and this clip were bead blasted. So it's super clean. It evens everything out, and it gives it a little bit of a texture. I hope you can see that texture a little bit. Can bead blasting blades cause rust? Not that I know of, because it doesn't really change the makeup of the blade material. It just takes off whatever finish they put on it. But this one is not bead blasted. And then this one has got the same, got some oil on it, but it's got the same bead blasted titanium and anodized, and the clip is bead blasted as well. And then this blade has actually been bead blasted. And the coolest thing about bead blasting blades is it gives them such an even texture that you can't even hardly see. It looks blurry almost, because of how clean it makes blades. But that blade has been bead blasted, and I love the look of bead blasted blades. So that's what I was saying. And you can not blast certain areas so that you don't take off any marks if you're really good with it. But that blade has been bead blasted along with the scales. Yeah, it hides. But anyway, so that's what I think I'm going to do to that Kevin John, that Venom, is I'm going to bead blast the blade so it looks like this, and it'll get rid of all that Venom logoing. But these are both on skiffs, and they have some of the best action of any knives I've got. Because you could take this blade after bead blasting it and you could stonewash it. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't stonewash it. So that's why I'm saying bead blasting doesn't really affect the metal. It's just the exterior finish, whatever. Or you could take it and bead blast it and then do a belt satin on it. It's whatever you know. Yeah, bead blasting does look super clean to me. I mean, I don't know. Like, some people don't like it, some people don't. It's just like everything. But the blades look super cool to me. And I've not had any issues with any kind of rust. But, you know, I'm not the authority on that. But these both have skiffs, and the action on them is just sick. They just drop. And then, let's see. Ow. Just lost a fingernail. Trying to see if this one has any snails on it. It's got a little bit of a snails kind of right in there. It's got a few scratches right in through here. Yeah, I can't wait to get that new Kaiser, though. Be another one for the collection. And I never did figure out if this originally came with gray on one side and blue on the other. Is that how it came? Like, I'm not sure. I never did look that up yesterday. I guess I could go look it up. So there's one more Kaiser that's on my list. Oh, I want to show y'all something. So I started looking at that Kaiser Guru, and I went to eBay, and there's guys that literally will go check eBay for the prices before they sell you a knife off a knife swap. So they buy it for $60, and then they'll see that they aren't available anymore, and they think they're exclusive. And so they'll go and look up this eBay price and be like, oh, the only one I can find available is one on eBay for $225. So they'll say, I'll do it for $175, and they paid $60 for it. But yet they try to rob you. So Matt Degnan is who designed that knife. And yeah, they're $225 on eBay. But they just think since they're discontinued that means something. And the guy has the original pouch and box for me too. So I'm getting all that for $70 instead of $225, just because I went and searched him out on Knife Swap. And like I said, I don't know, pretty crazy what some people charge. Yeah, a lot of the pivots are like that on Kaiser's, drummer. Uh, Quite a few of them have that same pivot. But one of the other Kaisers I'm wanting to buy, and it's on my list, if y'all ever run across, is a Kaiser Roach in titanium. And there was one sitting on eBay forever for like crazy price too. Like $250 or something. But the Kaiser Roach in titanium is on my list. And it's made by the same guy that made that Guru. And that's it right there. It's discontinued too. But it's got a 3.5 inch blade and it's 8.25 overall. But that is definitely one that I want. So if y'all happen to run across that one. See, that one's got the same pivot. In fact, let me look at some of my Kaisers here and see which ones have that pivot. Because a lot of them do. Well, I'm not saying maybe a lot, but some of them do. Let's see what I got over here. Heck, we just looked at them all. Was it yesterday or the day before? Let's see. Make a liar out of me. Look at where I can't find one. I know I've got one. Yeah, right here. So, this one right here that I said was one that got slept on a lot has basically the same kind of pivot. Not exactly the same. This one has a little bit different, but I know I've got one exactly the same. Hold on. Yeah, the Rogue, I think, has the same as that one did. Not sure if it's exactly the same, but pretty close. This is an older model too. I think maybe some of their older models did, because both of these are older. Let's see what else. Yeah. So another older model with the blue one. This is that Laconico prototype. No wonder I knew I had one that was kind of like that, because that prototype was one of my favorites. And then this one does too. This is that Eliminator. These are all older models, so must have been something they did with some of the older pivots. Because here's that. Weird. Yeah, it must be like an old pivot thing. This is that Wanderer. Kind of like a star. Kind of weird. Because they went to just the regular Torx after that, I guess. Anyway, there's a few with it. Explanation on rust. I believed you, drummer, but I just didn't see how. I mean, I'm sure there's some science behind it. But Blade Forums goes off into a bunch of wildness too, so you have some people on there saying will, and some people saying it won't, and who knows what the absolute God's honest truth is. A lot of those guys are super smart on blade form, so a lot smarter than me. Let's go see what it says. Micro textured surface with little pockets. Yeah, so not all bead blasting is the same. Glass bead blasting, it is argued, will only remove corrosion and not make the steel more susceptible to corrosion because it does not score the surface. So that's why I guess a lot of people use glass. So it says glass will not create pitting or score the surface, so it shouldn't affect corrosion. And the guy changed it and says does create a micro texture surface and little pockets that are formed. Shot peening, where the steel has to be finished to a high polish beforehand, and the peening process lessens glare for a nice clean frosty look without tearing into the surface. It looks awesome, but it's pricey. So something else I forgot and I want to look into more is Zerk blasting. So my Wii that everybody wants to buy from me, my sword fin, it was Zerk blasted. So it wasn't bead blasted, it was Zerk blasted. And I don't know if that media would make the pitting or not. But my Wii right here, this Wii whoops, sorry. This Wii right here was Zerk blasted, and the surface on it looks extra great. A lot of people want to buy this one from me because you can't get this knife in this finish. But PJ, for a prime example of what bead blasting does, whoops, when you look up this knife, they don't offer it in this version, so the actual version of this knife that this is this version right here. So there's 4 versions of this knife, and the one I've got on the table. Let me see if I can do the side-by-side thing again. Let me hold it in the right place. So this knife started off life like that, and somebody Zerk blasted it to turn it into that. So they blasted off all that heat anode and turned it into this one. And since this is a knife you can't buy, that's why people keep trying to buy it from me. But the post that I bought this knife from said it was Zerk blasted. So yeah, I'd like to look up what the process of Zerk blasting is. So why don't we do that real quick and all learn together? So it's Zer blasting, maybe it's not Zerk blasting. Zer Pro. It's probably the media you have to buy. Yeah, it's Zer Blast. So it's not Zerk. There's ceramic blasting beads. Okay. So it's Zer Shot, Zershot HTC, Micro Shot, Zergrit, Zergrit AZ and NZ. So it looks like they have surface finishing. So you can get some super cool. So I love the finish on it. So I might try to learn how to buy some of this media. And so there's that shot painting that he was talking about that costs a little bit more. It's more expensive. So Zershot has been the industrial reference for ceramic media. Now, if you're doing it on titanium, since titanium can't rust, you don't have to worry about that. Good morning, JD. See you later, TC. I'm going to get you a tracking number here in a little while when I get done with the video and send that package off for Jed. But yeah, so it's Zerblast. So yeah, that Zerblast texture looks super cool. There you go. You can see it in the light. But it doesn't show anything. It doesn't show any marks. Of course, I've never carried it, so that probably helps. But you don't see any inconsistencies with that finish. Yeah, that stuff is pretty expensive, I imagine, the Zerblast media. But you can reuse it because it drops back down into the hopper. See you later, Ron. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. We go from having a table full of expensive Kaisers yesterday to having a table full of Ifengro and Sativian Chinese knives today. I talked to Faramonster yesterday. Their representative that sent me this knife to review on Instagram said they're about to send me an Aurora Ray to do an unboxing and review of. So I'm looking forward to that. This knife is cool and all, but like I said, it's not normally my style. Kind of like this one, not normally my style, but they're kind of similar. But the Aurora Rays looks a lot nicer to me. Looks more my style. Faramonster. It looks like they came out with some new models too, so I guess they'll be sending me those. Yeah, what's this? Spectrum, Vulcan, and Ferox. They're not even pictured yet. Spectrum, Vulcan, and Ferox. But the Aurora Rays, I'm getting them to send me. I told her to send me either the plain one or the blue one. I kind of want the blue one just because it'll kind of match the other one they sent. But I like the blade shape on that one a lot better, and the overall shape of the knife better. It's got that harpoon, and I like the pivot on it. Sever 7, I didn't see the new Tuya integral or integral. Instagram Tuya Knives. Is that it? We'll see in a second. Nope. That's a Wraith. Wait, the Wraith is a... No, that one's got screws. Just look for the one without screws, I guess. Oh, look. That one looks just like my... I mean, not just like it, but... That's not what you're talking about, is it, Sever? Is that it? Is this it? Is that the one you're talking about? I don't see any screws on that one, so it could possibly be it. Oh, this one. There we go. The IWA 5337. Huh. I love how they named it that. Yeah, that must be it. PJ Crazy, that's what integral or integral, they don't have. They're all milled out of one piece of titanium. That's what the word integral means. It means one piece, like one, or integral. So that's what integral knives are. So like this one right here that I showed the other day, I don't know if you were here, but this is a Ling Ma integral. So see the back of it? It's all milled out of one piece. So there are no screws. But this one looks a lot like that one in the picture that I just showed. Let's go back to it. I know I'm not an idiot for thinking that. So that one compared to that one. Little difference, but very similar. They don't have to be thick necessarily. I mean, they're not any thicker than a regular knife. They just look it because there's no backspacer. So like if I hold it up to this Sativian, it's actually thinner than this Sativian. It just looks thick because there's no backspacer or no kind of standoffs. It just kind of makes it look thick, but there's even some knives where the clip is milled out of the same piece. But they make this other one on the table here, this back in the corner, integral too, and it's a little thicker, but not much. This one is a Tucson. Yeah, the clip's super nice. I love those those knives with. There's a few different knives that have that little ball thing. They slide in and out of the pocket so good. But this is a Tucson integral. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Not sure what that means, but alrighty. I'll put it back in the corner. And then this Dan Carrera, is it? With his name engraved on the back. Dan Carrera. With the harpoon. Fair Monster sent me that one. Yes, sir. Yeah, they sent me this one. And they're going to send me an Aurora Rays. Kind of want to get a blue one just so it matches. Yeah, she thick. She's the thickest one of them all. Thank you, Nick. I love this knife. It's one of the first ones I splurged on. And the blade's so heavy on it. It can't help but just fall. You don't have to do nothing. I'll tell you what though, the action on that one I put skiffs in the other day, man, is it good now. Like I shot a short of it last night asking people if they thought skiffs did any good. But the skiffs on this one now, I mean, you just get it past that lock and like watch. As soon as the blade starts going, like it just closes. Like it just, as soon as the blade gets past that, you just tilt it up and the blade. So skiffs do make a difference. See if I can get it right where it is. Like that's perfect action. This is another one I'm going to bead blast because that little spot drives me nuts and I don't know where it came from. I think this knife was laying over on the table one of the days that I was doing either the stone washing or something with the ferric chloride, and I think a splash of ferric chloride or something landed on it. Or it could have actually been the day I was anodizing and a splash of that wink or something landed on it. But it drives me nuts, so I'm going to have to bead blast this one. Just because it's going to keep driving me nuts to have such a nice knife. And if you hold it at certain angles, like right there, you really can't even see it. It's just a tiny little spot. But of course I can see it. It drives me absolutely insane because it wasn't there and I put it there. Oh, the Fairmont, to answer your question, Sever 7, or Nick, this Fairmonster is great. They used very high quality carbon fiber. The fit and finish I mean, it's perfectly, like, the tolerances are great on it. You can see the gaps. I mean, it's perfectly smooth. It's got good lockup, good lock bar insert. But they used what looks like pretty good high quality carbon fiber. They use titanium hardware. Yeah, it's a nice knife. I didn't realize they had 3 different new versions coming out. Yep, got to collect them all. Got to get them to send me all. Did somebody say they wanted to buy this thresher for $100? That seems to be the going price on them. Oh, I've got the Glideman. I bought it myself. Try here. Yeah, I bought this one myself, and it's my style. It's the pure titanium. Yeah, but Sever said somebody else did too. This one has a nice satin belt grind. See the satin belt grind? Yeah, this is the one that, this one's got the good front choil. And this is the one I showed the other day that looks just like the Ferrum Forge Falcon Collabo with mass drop. And then it also looks like the kind of looks like the Urban EDC F 3.5 or whatever it's called, or those 3 kind of look like each other. Little different because the handle doesn't have the swoop on the top of the blade on that one, but the handles are real similar. But I got in a kick where I wanted this shape. These are all dirty too. This one's the mass drop. This is Gavco. The thresher is. I'm not sure. Griffin Designer designed the Urban EDC too. I'm not positive who designed it. Let's see. Let's go look, find out. What is it, the F 3.5? I don't know why I put F. I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it is. No, it's something else. What is it? I'm calling it the wrong thing. What's the name of this knife? 5.5, yeah. Is it the 5.5? Is that right? Yeah, F 5.5. I knew I was confused because of my Griffin Scout. It always gets me confused. Here it is. Read more. No, it's Jesper Voxnays, I think. Yeah, it's Jesper Voxnays. Yeah, I was thinking it was because it looked like the Vipers. I mean, the Odino that I showed earlier, those Viper ones. So you can see the similarity here in that Odino. I mean the Kiyomi. That's the Kiyomi, and this is the Odino. Those are all Vox. And then this is the Fortis by him. But these are real similar too. I've definitely got a style that I like. Plain titanium. Seems like. But right next to him is this one. It's a little different. Ding. Ding. This is another weird knife that I need to sell. District Knives Apollo. It's one of the only knives I have that's got a big, nice, super nice lanyard. Puts Eds to shame. Look at this thing. I mean, super nice. So nice it even doesn't have the same length leather coming out the end here. But yeah, this is a different kind of knife for me. It would probably sell good nowadays because everybody likes that blade shape. District Knives Apollo, what this one is. It's a true Edyard. Yeah, I don't know why I left this thing on here. It came with the knife and it just kind of stayed there because I don't know why I bought this knife. I don't like that blade. The pirate life is not for me. But I mean, it's a nice knife. Doesn't have any marks on it. Looks brand new. Yeah, I want to get some of Ed's too. I also want him to get him to make me some lanyards. Yeah, could use a set of studs. Like you, Nick. I'm doing great this morning, Mr. Ron Dobbins. How are you doing? I'm just wandering around talking about random knives. Hey, PJ, have you ever seen a knife with a chisel grind blade? If you want to be freaked out when you go to put one back together, get you a chisel ground blade and then don't realize what it means when you start putting it back together, and it'll freak you out thinking the centering is way off on your knife. First time I put this one back together, I was like, my God, what is wrong with my knife? So chisel grind blade means that it's only ground on one side. So as you can see, this knife is flat all the way down one side. And then it's sharpened on this side and has an angle on this side. So that's what's called a chisel ground blade. And when I reassembled this knife, I thought it was way off center because as you can see, the blade is only ground on one side and one side is flat. So a lot of Japanese cooking knives are ground like this. but it's called a chisel grind because chisels are made like that for a reason. And I was teaching somebody the other day when I was at my daughter, I was actually showing her how a chisel works. So the reason chisels are made like that, they're flat on one side and have an angle cut off the other side, is because if you turn them one way, they'll keep digging in. But if you flip them the other way, they'll slide along the surface. So if you've ever worked with a chisel, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if I was to take this blade and go in this way, it would just keep going in and in and in and digging in. But if I was to take the blade and lay it against the edge here, then it'll just skate across that little angle and it won't keep digging in. So that's how you use chisels. So when you're chiseling something, you hit it one way to keep digging in, and then you flip the chisel over and it'll stay at that depth and kind of go at that level. You can get these super sharp too. The Japanese, there's a name for the Japanese ones, but I can't think what they're called. I don't know if that's bead blasted, but probably. That looks stonewashed actually on my Chavez. Anybody want to buy this one? This one's for sale too. With the marbled carbon fiber add-on. Scales. These are aftermarket scales. Oh, does he drummer? I know a lot of companies, or a few companies offer like two different. You can get the same knife with either a chisel grind or a, hollow grind. You like the skull clip? Pete, this Chavez. Let me check. See what the price is on it. The add-on scale was an extra $120 from Etsy, but that's not really calculated in. They came with the knife when I bought it, so I've got the original though that comes with it. So the original scale comes with it if you buy it. This one is, it's a Redemption Street, and it is like $230. $230 with the extra scale. It was $120 extra. I would probably list it for $250, but you can have it for $230. Basically brand new. You can see the nice grind on it too. Well, all right, guys. Getting to be about that time. Today's my day off, so I'm excited to get to it a little bit. I guess we'll start saying our goodbyes and farewells and toodaloos and all that. We'll take our time, though. I'm not in a rush. I do need to urinate, which was probably too much information, but it's all right. I thought I made a new slot in this box, but I guess I filled it up already. I need to put that Monster in here somewhere, but I gotta take something out if I do. And I don't know what to take out. There's nothing in. Aha, that's what I need to take out. So yeah, if I take that out, then I can slide all these down one and have my two Monsters next to each other. Oh, you still want to buy that shipwreck knife? Hello, Mr. Jed. How are you doing this morning, sir? I found all the boxes for your knives last night, got them all boxed up and put in a big box. And I'm about to take them to the post office here in just a little while. Was it the Crag that you wanted, PJ? Or the whatever it was? Yeah, this one needs to come out of that box because it's just a cheap knife. But it's pretty. Oh, well, that's cool, PJ. Thank you. Yeah, that knife needs to go somewhere else. Yeah, Jed, I can't wait for you to get your knives, buddy. I'm excited. I don't think it should take very long for you to get them. Where you're located shouldn't be, but maybe if I get them out today, you might be able to get them by Saturday, but if not, it'll be Monday probably. I'm definitely going to get them out today, so hopefully they'll get to you in 3 days, but that would be Saturday, but if not, they'll be on Monday. And your dad said he's going to shoot videos of you opening them up, so I'm excited to watch that too, Mr. Jed. PJ, yeah, I know which knife you're talking about. Well, I don't know. I know. I don't remember what I told you on price, but I'm sure you'll be honest and remind me. But yeah, I've got it over here. It's in a special little bag, camo bag. Scott, I don't have any channel stickers yet. I should get some, huh? I wanted to announce something. I hit 2,000 watch hours last night, so I'm 2/3 of the way there to being monetized. I know that has nothing to do with making stickers, but it's still a kind of a landmark. I've been trying to get to 2,000 hours for a while now. They've been screwing me on my watch hours. If I showed y'all my actual watch hours, it shows something crazy, way more than that, like triple that. And I should have hit 3,000 a long time ago, but they're screwing me. So right now, it shows my lifetime watch hours as, hold on, lifetime watch hours is 4.1 thousand. So it's double what they say it is. They say I've got 2,000, but I've got 4.1 thousand. But you got to get to 3,000 to be monetized. Oh, I appreciate that, PJ. Yeah. if y'all got an extra little machine somewhere that you could throw on a playlist, man, that helps my watch hours a ton. Um, all you got to do is just go to my YouTube page and go to the playlist, and you can play all 75 episodes of Blade Talk Daily. You just hit that, and it'll start playing them, and then you hit this loop button, and it'll just keep playing them. But yeah, and you can mute it. You just hit the mute button, and then go just minimize it, and open another browser window, and you don't even know it's there. Anyway, I appreciate that, PJ. I appreciate all y'all, period. But I need to get some stickers. We need to have Pete draw us up some cool stickers. I posted a post on my YouTube saying thanks. It said, thanks to you. Appreciate everybody that's watched even 1 second. Oh, Scott, man, I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. I couldn't. PJ, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Like, it's nice having somebody that's new to it that we can reminisce and remember back when we were first learning about cool stuff. And it gives us something else to talk about every now and then, too. Like, a lot of times, I forget some of the stuff, like going over chisel grinds or whatever. Brand New American popped in at the end. Yep, I love y'all too, Ron. Appreciate it. BNA. I'll never forget BNA's name because like I said, it's the name of our airport here. If you look up Nashville International Airport, it'll pop right up. Nashville International Airport. Inside B&A. Dining at B&A. Park at B&A. I like the inside B&A. I want to be inside B&A. The reason it's called B&A, even though it's in Nashville, is because when the original airport started in Nashville, it was called the Berryfield International Airport, or Berryfield National Airport. Sorry. So that's where it got the letters from, and then once you get set with those letters, you're kind of stuck with them. So it's called the Nashville International Airport, but the letters are B&A from Berryfield National Airport, maybe. Joint Base Berryfield, formerly Berryfield Air National Guard Base, is located at Nashville International Airport. Is B&A the same as Nash? Yes. The B in B&A stands for Berryfield. Anyway, weird fact of the day for y'all. Oh, let me get my logo right, since I'm the clone king. Clones are life. Why what? Are you asking me, PJ? Clones are life. Nick, no, there's just some memes going around on some of the Discords where the haters are talking about how I like clones. So they made my logo up there and they put clones are life instead of knives are life. So I just thought I would make it for them, so that it'd be easier for them to make a new meme with. But if I'm the topic of memes, it must be I'm doing something right. If I got some haters, which is fine with me. I could care less. I know who it is. It's one guy that's obsessed with me, and I've talked about him before on here, but I won't go into it. But I told him thanks for the publicity, because it's getting my views up, getting my watch hours up. So I could care less. But I just thought it was funny, so I made Clones Are Life. If you want to see the hater post, go look in the Discord. They're in the general chat. Y'all want to see them real quick before I leave? Yeah, here, I'll show you. So in the Discord, the guy came in. He's in the Discords that... I think he's part of that crew. And that one had Hugh Jackass or whatever. So here's the newest meme they made. They put my face on the King of the Hill guy and said, and it says King of the Clones. I thought it was pretty funny. At first, they only had that picture of me when I stuck my head in to say hi when I was showing the table that one day. So the first meme they made was this one up here somewhere. But the Hugh Jackass is the guy that comes in talking about it. It's up here somewhere. Hold on. Or maybe I deleted it. Yeah, I think I deleted it. Oh, no, there it is. Clones are life. You know when I stuck my head in from the table from the side and said hi to y'all? They made that. They thought they were doing something with having my face in it, when I put my own face in the video on purpose. Like, they're idiots. Bunch of immature kids. I said I could care less, and my girl was wanting a reason to use her pistol. She's crazy and wishes somebody would come, and I showed that I've got surveillance cameras. So come on and come. My girl will know you're here from the notification bell long before you get to the window or the door. But anyway, that's the two memes. Yeah, views are views. Publicity, any publicity is good publicity. They also doxed me, but I doxed myself, so I don't care, Ron Dobbins. I think it's funny. I could care less. It's not coming from a place of love, Nick. It's coming from a hater that's got an 8th grade mentality. Pretty funny, though. Yeah, I could care less. He doesn't really want me to get into it and start talking about his mama and where they live, and I've got his address, and I could dox them, but I'm not like him, so go on and give me the publicity. It's fine with me. Anyway, hope y'all have a great rest of the Wednesday. I'm going to go drop this box off for Jed. And get him his knives. And we'll get to see the videos when he's opening them. Sever Seven. He asked if I cared if he posted the stuff he found in the other Discord, and I told him, I mean, it's out there. Who cares? Like I said, please come to my house. But Sever Seven, he asked me if I cared if he posted them in the Discord, and I told him I didn't care because I don't. I mean, it's not hard to find anybody's info if you know their name. But I might just have to get my buddies to post his stuff out there on some Discords, see how he likes it. I've got some underground buddies that have already looked up all his info and got his mama's business name and the fact his aunt died from an overdose and all kinds of stuff. So, but I'm not that kind of guy, so I'm not going to do it. But I might give them the green light to just go ahead and do what they want to do. Oh, stuff for channel. The first knife on the stuff for channel one. Let me find out. You talking about this one, Sever Seven? You talking about that one right there? That's a link I showed at the beginning of the stream for a knife that I liked. It's this knife right. It's a CMB Made's knife. CMB Made's Predator. It's got a crossbar lock, but they couldn't show the crossbar lock in that one picture. Whoops. You couldn't even see the CMB Made's Predator. Hold on. It's that knife right there. Oh, the one above it? That's a Trivisa. And it's a crossbar lock knife too. They just couldn't show the lock. I'll send the link for it too. It's this one right here. Copy text. Wait. Copy message link. No, I don't know. They're pretty close to the same knife. I think I'll post it in the Discord if that's the one you're wanting. I'm not sure if it is. What I think is funny is when this one dude posts all that stuff, all the other guys are like, probably like, why do we care? Like, he's literally making, and the funny thing is the same guy that's making all this has a Facebook group dedicated to clone knives. So if you can figure out who has a Facebook group for clones, then you'll know who the guy is that's doing it. But he's such a hypocrite that he keeps posting about me liking clones, but yet he runs a clone group on Facebook. So that's the kind of guy we're dealing with, which is pretty crazy to me. The hypocrisy is laughable. Sever 7, yeah, it's micarta. Still a cool knife though for $60. I like the blade shape. Mattisfaction. Said Factions. I don't know what Said Factions Discord is. I don't keep up with all that drama. Like I said, I'm not an 8th grader. They can just keep talking about me and I'll just keep enjoying the views and the viewers. Oh my God, Sever 7. Yes, I'll show you. There's 2 at the bottom. That one and that one. That's the Trivisa. That's their logo. It just doesn't have the crossbar lock in that picture because they can't post locks on AliExpress. So that's the CMB made blades one. This is the Trivisa. And it's a different color, but it's the same knife. It's called the... See, there's the same logo. It's called the Hornet. And they have the model in that picture is a different one, but somewhere. Aries. Lynx. Shot by model. I don't know where the Hornet is, but they were sold out of that model on AliExpress. That link came from, and it might be a button lock instead of a crossbar lock, but I think it's a crossbar lock. I think if I type in Trivisa Hornet, yeah, there it is. There's the exact same one, Sever. Oh, Ron, you have that CMB Predator? That's awesome. The one above it is the one I bought last night, the Kaiser Guru. We talked about it earlier in the video if you want to go back and watch. I found a guy that bought it for $60 and I bought it for $70 by finding him on Knife Swap and messaging him, and he kind of freaked out a little bit because he didn't know how I knew he had the knife. And that bottom message is from him. But there's one on eBay selling for $225 right now, so $70 was a good price. If that's what you're talking about. I don't know which one, but I've showed you all 3 of the bottom ones. This is the Guru, and it is titanium, and it's a Kaiser. And you can't see it, of course. But yeah, if that's the one you're talking about, it's a Kaiser Guru, and it is titanium. Anyway. Alright, guys. See y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all have a great Wednesday. I'm going to enjoy my day off. Hater free. But I guess if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right, huh? That's how I think about it. Anyway, it's been cool. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.